What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Cheap Sense here. And first off, I would like to say Happy Easter to everyone. I know this is not the Easter Sunday that everybody is accustomed to. We're accustomed to going to church. We're accustomed to going out and hiding eggs and stuff for the kids and doing fun, festive stuff. Instead, we're stuck inside. So, with that being said, if you are stuck inside, you still can do the same thing. You can still do the eggs. You can hide eggs throughout your home, have the kids go find them. But for the most part, you still can have fun and not be miserable. You still can enjoy what Easter Sunday is all about. So with that being said, this video is a cheapie video. So if you are not in tune with cheapie fragrances, you think cheapies are, cheapies aren't for whatever, then go ahead and log off from this video, tune this one out. But I do have a core audience that loves the cheapies, and this is what this one is for. This video is, if I can only keep 10 fragrances for life, which ones would I keep? And after doing a little bit of research and looking through my collection, in which most of the time when I say looking through my collection, I usually just look on my shelf here behind me. It's 4 different layers here. You only see 3, but it's another one at the bottom. I usually just look on here, and then my dresser behind me, I have a bunch of stuff, and then I have a bunch of other samples and stuff under my nightstand. But usually what I use is what's right here, what I can get to quickly. So with that being said, let's get into it. Now, these are laid out. These are in no particular order. I just laid them out on the bed, and I'm just going to go in order. So, the ones that remind me of other fragrances, I will let you know if I remember what they remind me of. Other than that, we just going to roll with it. So, first up is one that I heard about when I first started doing reviews. And actually, I was on, I think it was Mr. Cologne 76, I believe it was. I was on his Instagram earlier, and the person that saw me in that live, he actually saw the video I did for this particular fragrance and commented in that live and said that my recommendation is what got him to buy this fragrance. And it is from the house of Bentley. It is Bentley Momentum Intense. This is a great smelling fragrance. I love it a lot. I've worn it maybe 2 times since I've had it. And what this reminds me of, Carolina Herrera CH Men. Damn near identical to the scent. This one actually is a little more refined to me than this one, but you do get the same vibe. The sweetness is a little bit sweeter from this, but it gives you the same vibe as CH Men by Carolina Herrera. Price point, I would much rather have Bentley for Men Momentum, or Bentley Momentum Intense, I should say, versus paying what you're going to pay for this, unless you can find it on eBay or something like that at a great deal. This is the reformulated one. It's a different package, bottle. So, great choice if you're looking for CH Men by Carolina Herrera. Pick up Bentley Momentum Intense. Now, if I needed to have something hardcore, something strong for the winter time and fall, that's gonna cut through that cold weather like a hot knife through butter, then I'd personally go with another fragrance from Bentley. Bentley for Men Intense. This fragrance is boozy, kind of tobacco-y. It reminds me of like smelling somebody in a power suit pulling up in a big boy Bentley or a Maybach or something like that. they hop out smelling like this. It's a great fragrance, man. Longevity, projection on it is above average. That is for me. I can't speak for everybody else because, as we know, fragrances are subjective. Some people are going to like some fragrances, some are not. Some fragrances are going to perform well on some people, and sometimes they don't. But that's why it's good to sample and test fragrances. And most of these are all cheapies, so you're not going to pay any more than about $30, $35 for the more expensive one. I think this would probably, besides one of the other ones coming up, this would probably be the second highest, because I have another one that's about 35. This is probably about the same, 30, 35. You may be able to find it a little cheaper, maybe the $25 range, but I still think that this is a nice fragrance if you can stand it. This is not for little boys. This is for grown men. Trust me. Next up is one that not a lot of people talk about. When they talk about fragrances from this house, it's usually Insurrection Pure 2 that smells like a Ventus. It's usually the other two. I forgot the name of them, but it's two other ones that I had. I actually traded or sold those two. I think I sold them to Trade Sense. I think it's Insurrection Dark and Wild. One of them smells like, I think, Pure Havana, and the other one smells like another fragrance, but nobody never really talks about this one. Now, this is an ugly bottle presentation, but this is from Reyane Tradition. This is Insurrection. And I didn't like the little locking mechanism that was on it. It has a little latch. You lift up, slide back. It's supposed to keep you from pressing the atomizer, but I broke that off. And this part actually is plastic. It comes off. But I just left it on there anyway. But this is not a bad fragrance. And it smells great. Has that sweetness to it. Projection on me, I think I got about 5.5 to 6 hours out of this. Smells phenomenal. You can get this for like maybe 15, 20 bucks online. I think I got this from Fragrance X when I was heavy into buying fragrances from online websites. Great fragrance. If you want to try it out, do so. There may be somewhere like your local flea market or something that sells real fragrances. Don't go for those places that sell those bootleg fragrances. Try to find one that sells authentic fragrances. You may be able to go in and get a sample of it, smell it. But I think this is highly underrated. Smells great. Check that one out. Next up, number 7 is going to be from the house of Zara. And this one reminds me of a more expensive fragrance, Valentino Uomo Intense. And it's from the house of Zara. It is Zara's 9.0. And this fragrance smells almost identical to this one. Now, the performance may not be the best. It may not be on par with the Valentino. But for me, this does me wonders. And I don't have to waste this juice. I can keep this sitting on my shelf, collecting dust, and I can wear this one instead. Great smelling fragrance. Performance on this, about 5.5, pushing 6 hours off of my skin. Projection on it, I'll probably get like 2 hours, hour and a half, something like that out of it. Smells great. Puts a nice scent bubble around you. People will notice you. Do not overspray, because just like Valentino Uomo Intense, it has that iris kind of note that smells kind of powdery a little bit, and it can be kind of stringent at times. So maybe 3 sprays of this, 2 in an office setting, and that's it. So at the number 7 spot, Zara 9.0. Next up, at the number 6 spot, one I had before. I actually did a trade, and got something I didn't care for because I didn't know what it smelled like. And I was kicking myself because of it. And I actually ended up with another bottle of it. And it is one that I love greatly from this line. The only one I actually really care for. And it is Halloween Man Shot. And this is a very nice, almost boozy. I think there's like a note of daiquiri or something that's in this, if I'm not mistaken. Smells phenomenal. I love this fragrance. I like it better than even the original. There are other flankers out, like 1 or 2 other flankers, but I haven't tried those. But I know for a fact I like this one a lot. So this is very inexpensive. I think you can get this for like maybe 20, 25. Depends on where you're ordering it from. But check that out. Halloween Man Shot. At the number 5 spot is one that I talked about a whole lot in the past. And I just recently brought it up again. It is from the house of Liz Claiborne. Bora Bora. If you do not know about this fragrance, shame on you. If you don't like sweet fragrances, I do understand. I am one that absolutely adores sweet fragrances. Women love this fragrance. I do not know what is in this that attracts women, but I do know it is a fruity concoction. It is not overly strong when it comes to the scent profile, like the sweetness that's in this. It's almost like a perfect scent. You can pick this up. It's very inexpensive. Between, I'll say, I picked this up for like, I think it was like $10 or $11. You can find it sometimes at like $9.99 at Ross, $15, $20 at the max. I wouldn't go beyond that, but very good fragrance. Bora Bora. Next up is one from the house of Rosati, and this is Darige or Darige Pour Homme, however you say it. That purple juice. I love the juice color. Now I want to get my hands on a bottle of Hawas, but I like this one. Oh, that smells so good. This is supposed to be a copy or clone of something, and I can't remember what it was, but whatever the case may be, I think that fragrance was discontinued and this took its place. But this smells phenomenal. I love this a lot. I just can't imagine not having this in my collection. And that's why it's on this Keep 10 for Life video right along beside the rest of these great cheapies. Next up, number 3. I talked about this one a lot, and I highly recommended this one. If you do not want to spend money on this particular fragrance, then I suggest spending the least amount and picking up this one. This is Mandarina Duck Black, and it has the vibe of this Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Has a similar type vibe without paying Chanel's price. Obviously, Chanel, the Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, is a little bit more refined than Mandarina Duck Black. You can tell the quality is better, but this does the job. This got me compliments each and every time I wore it. So it doesn't make me feel bad, even if I don't get any compliments while wearing this. I didn't pay that much for it versus paying what you're going to pay for Chanel and not getting compliments. But I did get compliments when I wore the Chanel also. So check out Mandarina Duck Black. Number 2, one of my absolute favorites. This is one that I had back in the day. I'm not going to tell the story again because I've told it like 2 or 3 times already. But it is Burberry for Men. Very classy, classic scent. Perfect for a signature scent. I definitely would not go without having this in my collection, which is why I actually have another bottle, some backup somewhere, oh, right here, and which I do need to find something to do with. I don't need both of these. This will last me a lifetime. So I do have this. If anybody's interested, let me know. But for the most part, perfect for the office, date night. It's an all around great scent. Love it. Love it a lot. And come on, y'all. Now, y'all know my cheapie collection or cheapie list wouldn't be complete without adding this one particular fragrance that I love a lot. It's one of the most hated fragrances in the fragrance community by a lot of people because they love Creed Aventus so much, and you cannot put anything up against Creed Aventus without people getting butthurt by it. But me, I don't care what they think, because this is a great fragrance. The performance off of my skin and this particular bottle gets me at least 8+ hours easy. We're talking about from the House of Armauth, Club de Nuit Intense. Man, now I know there's a Eau de Parfum concentration out now. I don't own it. I've never smelled it. I can't speak on it, but I do know about this one. I have a whole lot of experience with this particular fragrance. Mine performs well. Georgia Gent, my man Matt, smelled this one several times, even on video, and he said it himself that my bottle smells better than his bottle. He don't know what happened. Mine doesn't smell harsh in the opening, anything like that. Great smell. I got to get this in the air. Great smelling fragrance. And I know some of y'all are like, oh, Mr. Cheap says, man, why are you wasting your sprays? Well, number one, backup bottle. And yes, my little chain broke, but it was like that when I got it. Subscriber said they didn't care for this fragrance, and so I traded them for something else I had. And now I have a backup bottle, so now I can wear more of this and not feel bad without using the one I've always had. And that's actually my third bottle, because I had another one from a subscriber and somebody commented and said theirs didn't smell good or didn't smell right, and they wanted to see if the one I had, so I gifted them that bottle to let them try that. So it still worked out for me. So that is my keep 10 cheapies for life. In this video, I am going to tag, I think I'm going to tag 3 people. Obviously, you know I'm going to tag my boy Trey over at Trey Sense. Check him out. I'll leave the hashtag to his channel down below. I am going to tag, who am I going to tag? Let's tag 504 Man Reviews. And let's tag let's tag Civilized Redneck. So if you guys see this tag video, please respond back if you choose to. If you don't, pass it along. If you don't pass it along, it doesn't matter. Anybody who sees this review, feel free to jump out there and do this video. 10 cheapies, inexpensive fragrances to keep for life. And please don't twist it and turn it up like most people do when they get a tag video. Do the video just how it is, and let's see how far it goes. All right, y'all. Here is to smelling great. Peace.